Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Wednesday where we share words of wisdom. Thank and praise God that today is Wednesday, and I pray that everyone is doing well and that your Wednesday is going along great. So, we're going to be talking about, and this topic I'm probably going to try to extend it for another Wild Wednesday. So just kind of be preparing yourself for that. But the topic that we're going to be discussing today is process the pain. Process the pain. Now, we are all familiar with pain. We have experienced pain, whether it's physical, mental, spiritual. We've experienced it. We know what it feels like when we're entering into pain. We know what it does to us psychologically, what it does to us physically, mentally, spiritually. We identify with that. Many of us are on the end of the 30s, 40s, some 50s, 60s that are probably listening. And you have a track record of processing pain. You understand that word pain in a much greater way now that you have went through a few trials and tests and had to deal with some people, some brokenness in relationships and different things of that nature, grief and loss that many of us we're very familiar with those different areas of our lives. And so processing pain is not something that you can take lightly. Some people, when they try to encourage someone or they're trying to minister to someone, I don't know if they understand that everybody's situation is different. There is no formula for a personalized situation. The formula that works for me may not work for you, even if we've gone through the same situation, the exact same situation. What worked for me may not work for you. It may not be the formula for you. And I think sometimes we don't accept that as truth. Because we think that, if we just slap a Band-Aid on it, it's okay. You'll be okay. I went through it too. And I think sometimes when we do that, we don't make it personal for the individual because they're dealing with it on a personal level. What your pain or your process that you went through cannot be compared to someone else's. I'm sorry. We're two different people. I'm a human. You're a human, but we all process things differently. There's no formula for any. You can't make it generalized. You can't generalize it and say this works for everybody. If you do this, I guarantee you're gonna feel better. Things are gonna be looking brighter. You're gonna get over it quickly. No. Some people, it may take a day. Some people, it may take 2-3 weeks, months, years. But we can't rush the process. You can't rush the process. I don't care how uncomfortable it may make you feel. Your friend, your loved one, someone that you know or care about going through something. No matter how uncomfortable it may feel to you because you want them to get better and you want them to, get back to normal. You got to allow them to go through their process. You can't rush it. Come on, we are human beings. Because that pain that they're enduring, it may take some time for them to get over it. It may take some time for them to mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually go through that thing. And then when they feel like they're okay and have gotten over it, something can trigger a reaction, an emotion, and they're right back at it again. And it's like they're starting over. But notice now, if we're human, then that means that it takes time. Just like when a baby is in a womb, a fetus is in a womb, it takes time for that fetus to grow and develop, right? Because they got to have all of the development of their brain, their legs, their arms, their feet, all that stuff. Everything that encompasses a human being with all of their body parts. It takes time for that. It takes time. Processing pain takes time. I think once we understand that in the various levels that processing pain results in, then we would be better people. We would be more sensitive to people and their needs, and not try to pass off and just generalize their pain, generalize their struggle, generalize their grief, generalize their loss, because it's personalized. And like I said, I'm going to go back to it. There is no formula for a personalized situation. Yes, we may have both lost a child, but the way you process the pain and the way that I process the pain, two totally different things. You may have gotten over it after a month. It may take me years. Does that make me look like, I just haven't gotten it? Like mentally is not. It just takes some people. I'm just gonna say this. Some people just are very, when they are connected to something, they are connected to it with everything in them. And when it's being taken away, that's hard. That's hard. It's hard to process that. You got to go through everything it's like it's a depthness that goes with that. You just can't just separate your feelings like that. You just can't turn it off and on like a light switch. You got to thoroughly go through that. I mean, if it takes you being by yourself for a period of time, you don't want to talk to people, you don't want to be around people, you don't want to be around folk that's happy. Because sometimes, you just want everything to be calm and quiet in your environment. You may not want to watch TV. You may not want to look at your phone. You may not want to answer your phone calls. You just may want to just go on a trip. Just go somewhere and just be at peace. Don't have to worry about anything. Taking breaks off from your job. Because you're sick. You're going through. Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, you need time. And you can't rush it. You can't allow people to rush you through the process. And a lot of time people are rushing through the process only to realize that you still hurt. There's still pain there. But because people want to rush me through it, now I still got to end up dealing with it on the back end. Because I never really got over it. I thought I was over it. But it's still there. The pain's still there. It still hit me certain times of the year. It still hits me. I'm still dealing with that. You can't rush the process. You can't. I don't care how much you want to. You cannot rush the process. You got to go through it. But let me tell you something that is so interesting. When you're going through your process, you're not going through the process by yourself. It may feel like that. It may feel like when you went through it, when it happened, you were by yourself. Because there were no physical people in your pathway. There was nobody around you. You went through it all by yourself. But no, you weren't by yourself. Because God said, "Lo, I am with you, even to the ends of the earth." He's with us. So when we're going through, God is right there. We may not acknowledge or recognize that he's there, but he is. He's there. And he's identifying with the pain that we are going through at that present moment. And it's like, he's the type of person that he's not going to force himself on us. He's not going to invade our privacy. But he's just going to be right there. And what he's saying is, whenever you're ready, my arms are stretched out wide. I'm willing to console you. I'm willing to comfort you in this time. I'm willing to be that shoulder for you to cry on. Because I'm going to love you enough to give you the space that you need. And when you're ready, I'm here. My arms stretched wide. I'm here for you. I have always been here. But God just wants us to acknowledge that he's there. Sometimes we're so caught up in our pain and grief and of our loss and everything that we don't acknowledge that God is there. But as soon as we awaken from that, and God says, hey, I'm here. I'm here. I'm that shoulder you need to cry on. I love you. I identify with this pain. I know where you are. Because God saw his son on the cross. That was pain. To have to watch your son die. So he understands that pain. So this is our Wow Wednesday for today. My time is going to cut off in a minute, but I just want y'all to encourage. I just want y'all to be encouraged. Process this pain. Process this pain. No matter how long it takes, allow yourself to process this pain. All right, you all? This is our Wow Wednesday. Bye-bye now.